And we're back to another episode of Let's Play Dark Cloud. I'm your host, Nick McGon. So, in order for us to get to the next floor here, we've actually got to go to the last part of the dungeon and have this whole thing complete. The whole diorama thing that goes along with this. Now, as soon as you build stuff, it'll ask you if you want to see it. We don't need to do that, really, because we'll be forced to see it anyway at a certain point. So I'm just going to put everything in, just to show you I have all the parts required to do this. That moon and the castle. Let's see, we need the bed, the rod, the minister, and the buggy. So see, we gotta do this. It's kind of annoying to have to do all of this, but it is necessary. Oops. We need the sword, wizard, crown, and the father. Let's see, what do we need? We need the wizard, the mounted dude, the castle, another broad, and a broken sword. We need yet again another broken sword. Black-robed man, the thwart, the deal signed in blood. There we go. Now, let's see, you need the broken heart, you need the light, you need the wizard again, you need the castle, and you need the broad, or Sophia. As we head to the assassin, we obviously need the assassin, the door, bottle of vino, the moon, the castle, the broad. There we go. We need the dagger. We need the broad and the bloody dress. We need the castle, the dark cloud, dun dun dun, and the black, whatever, the black blood. We need a broken sword, a tomb, and a ruined castle. We need the hourglass, prophet. Thumb hurts from going back and forth through all this stuff. The Book of Curses, and that. Okay, now that we've done that, it should let us continue to the next part of the dungeon here. Oh, so we do have to watch these. Okay, but I'm going to power through them because we end up having to watch them again. And so as far as I'm concerned, I don't want to read these again. Yeah. Well, it's going to go so slow, you guys are going to have to read it, so let's do it from the beginning. Slightly annoying. And then we are going to do some other stuff as well. This is going to be an episode of... This is the entire backstory of pretty much of this whole endeavor. This is what's been going on. And this is why, things have transpired the way they have. Which is ironic because a lot of it doesn't really seem to have anything to do with Talon. It really just has to do with Sita, who we rarely seen. Why he didn't stop that one guy from opening the urn earlier was beyond me, but whatever. Okay, so, well, because it was already existed, so it didn't matter. There's a little knight Stanley thing, and this is really just a reenactment of the story Sita told us, with some added stuff to it. Obviously, there's the dark secret he didn't tell us. But we know all about this from what he said to us earlier. Allies fall, da-da-da-da-da, and this is eventually leading up to how he gets possessed and sensed by the Dark Genie. As we keep moving here, the deal! The deal! You don't say. You don't say. You don't say. So, yeah, we just gotta go through these one by one. So we did that one. Let's move on. Find out about a little bit of the dark power that he used to obliterate everybody, including his future self. Okay. The assassin. We can actually see that the lady there has a knife. A knife! Must be protected. Apparently, he killed her. But this is as much as the truth as we know. Birth of a demon. So that's kind of what the demon probably looks like, as opposed to the big fat tub of lard we were looking at earlier. Yes, yes, yes. More backstory, more backstory. So apparently, after making a deal with the close enough to the devil, all hell has broken loose. And pretty much everything that he held dear is destroyed! Which is usually what happens when you make deals with those kind of dudes. They end up destroying you. And then the departure, which we already saw on accident once. But this is where he talks about going back, apparently in time, or into the future to stop the past. Or vice versa, whatever. Alright, now that we've done that, we can touch the clock phase. Now, this is very important. Very, very important. I kind of did a little bit of prep before even coming here, but we're going to leave the dungeon temporarily. Because we need to. We really do. As you can, just to give you an idea of what I've been preparing, look at all the food I have. I got rid of a lot of water. I kept a few mighty healings, and I only have one stamina potion, but we're going to change that in a little bit. Let's go ahead, and before we do much, let's head outside real quick. If I'm not mistaken, because we've been repairing the past, there should be little chests out there. I think. I forget if they do it or not, whether or not it gets done in Darkhaven Castle. Best way to find out. It's hard to tell because we're really far away. The feeling though, we don't get jacked in the crap for building that thing, so... Yeah, because I don't see anything out here. So this was kind of a waste of time, so I do apologize. Oh well, okay, so here's what we're going to do. We need to do some prepping. First things first, let's head to Muskalaka real quick. Because you guessed it, we might be doing some fishing, but very minute fishing. I want to see if it's actually there. I forget if it is. But in order for us to be successful coming up, we've got to be prepared. We've got to be absolutely prepared. So let's see, let's exchange what we don't have a lot of fish points. And what I'm looking for isn't even here, so it didn't really matter. One of the things I was looking for were stamina drinks, and I don't think those are viable anywhere. You have to actually find them, which would suck, but if I'm not mistaken, you have to find them? Because yeah, they're not, I don't think you can buy them at all, which really, really sucks for us. So let's go ahead, we don't really need the water so much. We're going to hold on to it anyway. This is just a few pieces. Few bottles. The mighty healing we really don't need a lot of, so let's get rid of that. Let's buy more. 3 more of those. Trust me, you're gonna need them. You don't need weapon powder so much, surprisingly. 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 8 should be okay. 8. We'll just make sure we have 10. No, we don't have that many stand-in powders. They're only 50. Let's add in a stand-in powder. Let us sell another mighty healing. And let us buy 3 Drance feathers. Because we're going to need those. Yeah. Okay, so we've done all that, so we're just shit out of luck when it comes to the stamina potions. Which is fine, it's not a big deal. I'm just surprised we don't have any. So if we really need money, we can fish for money by getting mighty healings. But, like I said, there's no stamina drinks here, so there's really no reason for me to bother. Let's just go ahead and use that and get a mighty healing out of it. That sucks. I was hoping there'd be a stamina potion in here. Oh well. Okay, so, this is your chance, really, to do a few things you might want to do. These few things include, oh, I don't know, leveling your weapons and such, because if you've been following me, we only have one weapon filled to the maximum level, and that's actually Ruby's weapon, the Mobius ring. So that's the only weapon I've ever filled to maximum. So it's really up to you guys to do what you want to do. For the most part, there's not much really for us to do. You can, like I said, you can level up weapons if you want. If you haven't gotten 100% on the dioramas in your area, in the given areas, you might want to go back and do that. But other than that, I mean, we're ready to go. You don't need a lot to really win this coming up battle. It's just stamina drinks really help a lot, because the boss does do something very freaking cheap, and it drives me insane. You'll hear me swear at least once over it too. You want me gold, maybe? No, we are goldless, so let me see here. Alright, I went ahead and saved just to make sure that we do this right here. So, we're going to go back into the Gallery of Time. Night of the Incident, dun dun dun. So let's do it. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. Now, we saw all this stuff, so that's why I think it's retarded to make you watch it all over again. So we're just going to let it go. I'm going to power through this, since we already saw it. Where's it at? Yeah. And so we get to see all the murals, or pictures depicting what happened 400 years ago. But we're not that interested in it, in all honesty. Because we already kind of know what went down, in a way. And if you really want to read this stuff again, because it is slightly different, I think, go ahead and do that. Because, yeah, this is slightly different, which is why I don't understand why they don't just show this first, rather than making you read each of those freaking murals, but whatever. Can't help it. So it looks like we are at the year of the incident 400 years ago. Giggity good. Yeah, this is pretty quiet actually. I was expecting World War III. Interesting. Let's see how you do about it. And he's talking obviously about changing the course of history. Or something like that. Alright, we're going to open this door and find out how powerless we apparently are supposed to be. As we head even further back. Further back! What do we got here? Not further back, but whatever. Alright, so apparently we're in the royal throne room. Or something like that. His bedroom, maybe. Kind of spacious, don't you think? Because you are consumed by darkness, haven't you noticed or heard in recent history, per se? Jackass. As we get this little scene here. Sita, you're alive! Killing is over. That's wonderful. There shall be no more bloodshed. What the? This is definitely not a Double Mint commercial. So what is going on here? An assassin from the west! Be careful! And he pulls out his sword ready to smite her down. Apparently, that is not the trouble. Kerblamo! We stopped the assassination. As she gives us the wicked eye. For some reason we get paralyzed here. And now, this is why I hate fantasy stories. Because guys can disguise themselves as chicks and be completely believable. And then turn into big burly dudes right after. And block it! Apparently we had a meat shield. You won the war, but you lost something important. Your people's respect. I don't care who you are, you'll pay for this dearly. Pode! That had to be the most awkward screaming I've ever heard. But sure, why not? It's a fairy tale. It's a fantasy adventure. Yeah. And thus we get one of the epic dying scenes of being good. Be a great king. Apparently he still sucked at being king after, from the story we read. Who are you? Do you want to kill me too? So you hate me too? Fine, go ahead, kill me. And it appears, because of this rage of his, he releases the rage within. Talk about total emo. Well, at least he fits the line that Sephiroth is. He's totally emo. As now we meet the infamous Dark Genie. You failed, boy from the future. You failed to change history. The infinite power given to me can drink of the very flow of time. Beyond time, I will reign over all. As long as human hatred runs pure and clear, I will exist without it. This never-ending flow of dark power will see me to the pinnacle of all that exists. Now come, kneel before me. And thus we fight the Dark Genie. Dark Genie is pretty straightforward boss fight, actually, of all things. Except when we get hit like that. So, we have to look at his hands here. His hands show, I want to say they show fire and ice. So let's change to Ruby. Try not to get hit. We need to make sure that the attribute equipped is fire or ice. We'll go with ice since she hits the hardest with that. And then what we gotta do is take each of the arms out one by one. Which is hard to do with a ranged character, as you can see. So, you know what? We're gonna have to go with melee. Let's go with Goro, because I usually use Goro here. He's got usually the best elemental attributes compared to Toan. Whereas and his hammer's got a lot of that stuff. So let's go ahead and put Fleet Fire on them. And that's how you do it. Don't bother locking on. Just go ahead and hit it. Hit it good. And what you want to do is, which is slightly annoying, is you got to change elements almost every attack or so, until at least one of the hands is dead. So we know that's fire. And then trust me, this strategy actually really works, so go ahead and use it. Weapon... He's trying to finger us! Look out! Now, if I had a stamina drink, I might actually use it, but I'm not going to. Okay, he's going to change elements here. Fire and wind is what I see, so let's at least equip fire. That's what he ended up using first. So we'll hit him with fire. Fire. Oh, and one thing we want to do is take the anti-curse amulet off, because we don't get, or anti-freeze amulet, because we don't get frozen or cursed, I don't believe. We'll put the stamina drink on, because we're going to need that at some point. And we got fire and thunder, which surprisingly I think is his best attribute, so let's go ahead and do that. One thing we can also do too, to help out, is we can take the diamonds off and put in anything elemental will help. Let's go ahead and put in Pearl, which will raise Thunder even higher. Put that in too. There we go. And then we get a little bit more damage output out of it. Not a lot, but hey, every little bit helps. We continue to dodge his attacks here. You just always want to make sure that you're kind of facing him, because you need to know what he's swinging at you with. If you miss it, then you really get kind of screwed later. that, and then when you can't see him, you're not sure when he's going to throw something at you. Let's go ahead and switch over to Thunder again. Like I said, it's very annoying to have to do this, but it is what must be done. Like that. And if you're ever overwhelmed at any point by enemy attacks or anything like that, just go ahead and go into the item menu and do whatever, you know, healing and stuff you need to do there if you're really that overwhelmed. And it is easy to get overwhelmed in a battle like this. Right now it's not too overwhelming, but it will get overwhelming momentarily. It does eventually get to that point. Come on, big guy. He's still his hand's pretty healthy. Let's change the attribute to fire. Do-do-do-do-do. Whiff! Like strike 30. Alright, let's switch. Let's repair as well. We always want to be pretty safe. That's why we only have a handful of repair powders. We're not going to need a lot. We shouldn't need a lot. We shouldn't need a lot. Okay, put in there. Fire. Yeah, like I said, it's annoying. They should have made a way for you to quickly change elements. As you can see, they neglected to do that. Probably one of the biggest weaknesses of this kind of a boss battle. He's going to switch elements again to, I see Thunder, and I see something else. That's his cheap attack. It's unblockable. It does a little damage, but it's, again, it's unblockable. We got Ice. Okay, put that on. There we go. And I didn't see what the other one was. And he's going to hit us with his cheap attack again. Bastard. I think it's still Thunder. No, we actually killed that other hand, okay. Which is probably why the cheap attacks are commencing. Okay, and he did 2 in a row. Thanks, jackass. Let's heal that up. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay, so the hands are dead. Alright, so now we've got to switch to Ruby, who now, I think his elemental is lightning. So let's go ahead and go with Thunder. Well, let's try Ice first, because that is her best one. Repair it up full. Let's heal her. No, she didn't take a hit. And here we go. Charge attack throw. There we go. Yeah. So your best bet, actually, usually around here is a good time to use the stamina potion, because all he's going to really ever hit us with is that cheap attack of his, which I hate getting hit by. But luckily with the stamina potion on these, we'll be pretty safe. Let's charge. Throw. Get a 400 hitter in there. This is why I like having stamina potions, though. It makes this whole area a little more tolerable. Throw. Oh, we missed. Throw. And we're hit. Let's see if we can get the front now. Well, it wore off, so now we're at the mercy of his cheap attack here, as I like to call it, because it's pretty damn cheap. That jerk. Okay, we're gonna have to use a chicken leg here. There we go. There's a good hit. And there's us getting hit again. And this is mostly the battle. You notice we're not really, unless we've done that. Okay, so we've managed to do this, but now there's another stage here. This is where it gets a little trickier. And holy crap, he's pretty ugly. And, oh boy, he's not happy. Now, here's the deal. He's got an attack that can instant give us. So we need to be careful. And he also summons some help, which I hate. So yeah, oh, shit. No! What am I doing? Okay, here's what we need to do, first and foremost. Number one, refill our health here. Let's move this closer. Let's put another set of meat on us. Well, we're running out, as you can see, so we need to start making this count. What we need to do here is we need to, number one, we're going to use Goro for this. We're going to use whatever attribute element is on the crystal on his mouth. He's also summoned some help. Ow. What we want to do is we want to make sure that Dran's feather is on, especially when he uses his beam attack, so we can outrun the beam. Pretty much the only way we can outrun his beam. Oh! You know, the other option, too, is to go with Ruby as well. So let's try this. As you can see, there's a hit right there. Ooh, look out. Killing the skeletons, yes, will help you, but it won't end the rage of his attacks. What it does is that they're just gone temporarily, so you still gotta, you know, do the regular work here. We're getting murdered. And, yeah, great. So I guess maybe killing these skeletons would help. But though we cannot see how much life they have, which really sucks. I hate minions. Come on. Yeah, that's not gonna do anything. This battle's starting to drag itself out pretty far. There's one. Be nice just to focus on it, but I don't think we're going to get that time period there. Damn it. Oh, look out. Incoming! Throw an attack here. If you get close enough, he really can't hit you, which is actually ironic how that works out. We're going to have to use some water here. Which is a good thing I kept one, huh? Alright, let's keep moving. Holy crap! Look out. Got enough food to make it through the battle, I think. We just lack the real means of fighting this guy. So I'm kind of doing it the long way here. It. Missed him again. Just keep away from that beam because it will practically insta-give you, as it just did to me. Put it in your mouth and suck it. Oh, damn it. Yeah, make sure your health is pretty as full as can be. Definitely don't want to get hit by his attacks. Any of them, really. Open wide. Alright, let's refill that chicken stash. Good. And here he comes. Holy crap, I couldn't get out of there. Well, I could have, I just didn't. And now he's going to add a new attack here. So you want to be careful with that. You don't want to get, really don't want to get hit by that. I wonder if Holy would do more damage to them. Let me try that. Change the attribute to Holy Element and see if that works. They might be weak against it. You never know. Uh-oh. Run! Actually, yeah, that does work a little better. Run. There we go. As Holy's not gonna, I think, help here. It doesn't seem to do much in that regard. Come on, you bastard. Holy crap! Oh, I did a charge attack on accident. Okay, you know what? Let's try going with a melee now that we know where his head's gonna be. Let's try it, you know, what's the worst that's gonna happen? He kills us. And I could probably fight better against these guys with Laurel. Come here, boy. And I dodged it. Boom. Run. You can see that's actually working. Go, fatty, go! You're on a rampage! Oh, no, now you're down. Look out! Now, the charge attack's not really going to help us at all, so don't bother with it. Run! Woo-hoo-hoo! Oh, we missed him just barely. We go in for another hit, but we failed it. Well, we did get him. Whew, safe. Oh, we got Cloud over there. Go ahead and heal up. Running out of the good shit, aren't we? Oh, almost walked right into that. There we go. Got you there. It's just, you know, it's just easier once that cheap shot of his from the Swarms 1 and 2 are out of the way. It makes it a much easier battle to face. I've got a headache! Timber! Oh, no, he slithers back into the darkness there. Indeed, you possess great power, but I am mortal every time I fall. I will be reborn again, and then we will stop you every time. The futility of it killing me is wasted energy. A hopeless exercise. I am infinite or immortal. Whatever, I missed that kinda. Sayonara, sucker. And we are victorious. Sweet! The Genie will return if you don't get rid of Sita's hate energy. Look around you carefully. Okay. Yeah, nothing a shower can't cure. Lamelia has the power to seal almost anything in Atla, but its power extends beyond that. You can say, we can seal the hatred. Now is the time to use the hidden power, the power to bring a lost soul back. The Atlamelia will be consumed, but with its final power, it can do one thing. It can bring a soul into Atlamelia. Not too late. Call out for Sophia's wandering soul. Okay, by the power of Grayskull, I revive you! Flash! Oh, defender of the universe! Okay, enough of that. I'll let you enjoy the ending here that we're gonna get. And look at, well, I'm not gonna say anything until we get to credit time. Holy crap, it's like real magic! Okay. So, well, the Atlamelia is gone. And what do we do? Santa. Sophia! I'm alive? Yes, you are. Because of the powers of Grayskull. Toan, so it's over now. That evil will never come back to life, at least not for some time. Let's go home. I'm tired, and I need to drink some Pediasure. Or Ensure. Pediasure's for children, that's right. Ensure. Where did the boy go? Back to the future! Doc, get the time machine ready! Oh, sweet mystery of life. I'm sorry, Sophia. I was wrong. Yeah, you were, jackass. What has become of this world now? War-torn, desolate, and barren, like a drought-stricken field. Yes, it was me. It was all my doing. Yeah, you know, you should be able to tell when you're bad at your job. I didn't hear anything. He told me of the journey he had taken. It was a fantastic adventure to create a new world. You don't say. Sita, we still have time. Perhaps you, as king, can create a new world. A whole new world! The boy must have come to tell you just that. And to kick the Dark Genie's butt, but since you weren't paying attention. Stupid Sita. And thus, we've saved the day yet again. Let's make it together. A kingdom free of smiling fate or whatever. A new history leading to a bright and smelly future. Oh boy. So now what do we get here? Credit roll? Staff roll? Something? Okay, so this is the adventure of Dark Cloud. Not exactly the strongest RPG in the history of RPGs, but when PlayStation 2 came out, it was a contender. And it really, in my opinion, is what put Level 5 Studios on the map. Who later get bought out by, obviously, Square Enix for their wonderful RPGs. But Dark Cloud is a game that had some very new elements to it. Again, mixing many things together from other games, such as Soul Blazer and Zelda, and certain games, and even in a sense Zelda Ocarina of Time, the lock-on system and stuff. This game has lots of replayability in it. You get different weapons, different guns, all kinds of things that you can get throughout this game. And your characters will progress differently. As you see, we didn't really use Colin. We used Goro, of all people, to win the final battle of the game. So, these are things to consider when you're playing this game. In general, the story, though slightly weak and very untalked about in many places, like as you saw us progressing through the game, there wasn't a lot of story to it. So even though it had a weak story, it had a very strong gameplay aspect and a lot of customization, a lot of ability for you to kind of lead your own path to power, so to speak. This game here, Dark Cloud, I give 7 birds. It's not a great game. It's not anywhere, or maybe a 6.5, 7, 6.5, 7. It's not exactly the greatest game of all time, but it was something that was different and refreshing in a way where it combined things that we as gamers are familiar with and brought it to a new light. And that's why I give it 6.5 to 7 birds, because of these things. The story, I think, is its weakest aspect. We only get to really be severely involved in the story by, I'd say, about, end game is when we start seeing a lot of the story kind of shine. Whereas, though we've been playing for several hours of the game alone and still haven't really seen anything that is mesmerizing or story-driven. But it's got a lot of fun things and a lot of exploration, a lot of how you can rebuild towns and all of those things, and the fact that you don't have to rebuild the whole town to progress the game. The fishing system's fun. So this is a really great game. If you haven't played it and you watch this Let's Play, shame on you. You can buy this game on Amazon.com for like $3.50. It's one of the great classics. And eventually I will also do Dark Cloud 2, which was, in my opinion, better than the first Dark Cloud tenfold. Had a great story, had a great gameplay, and all that stuff. And you'll get to see a lot of that when we get there. But for the most part, this is Dark Cloud, and I think it's, again, I'm going to reiterate, it's a great game. If you've never played a game like this before, this is like Zelda or something like that. This is obviously one you could start on, although it is a little harder than Zelda games, depending on the weapon system and everything. But, all in all, I tried to do my best to use all the characters as evenly as possible. So some people say, oh, you can really only beat the game with 2 or 3 characters. It's not true. You can beat them with all the you can beat the last boss with all the characters if you really want. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this edition of Let's Play, as we're going to get a little scene here. Hey, there's a kitty cat! It looks like Zhao is back into kitty form here. It appears everyone may have gone back to their town. Not sure yet, as we see Toan here. Yes, kitty, we saved the day. We could kick ass and didn't take any names because we sealed them away forever. Or for a long time. And that is the end. So I hope you enjoyed this Let's Play of Dark Cloud. For those of you who say, oh, he only plays turn-based RPGs, that's not true. I play all RPGs of all shapes and forms. Anyway, if you like what you saw, subscribe, comment. I love comments, and I love answering questions. If you guys have questions, I also love hearing recommendations. So if there's a game you want to see me do, let me know. As long as it's not the newest generation, I can't do that right now. PS3 and stuff like that. Some of them I can do, but not. If it's on my computer, I can do it. If it's on a, I can't. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed this edition of Let's Play. We'll see you next time on Let's Play. I'm your host, Nick Legato, signing off. Have a good one. And if you are still watching, lucky for you, when you beat the game, you have the option of making a save. And this save will lead you to a zone called the Demon Shaft. Demon Shaft is a dungeon with 100 floors, and it has an enemy, and it has a boss at the 100th floor. And the enemies change, I believe, every 20 or so floors. I'm not going to show this video unless you guys really want to see it, because it's not story-driven, and there's no real benefit of doing it other than going all the way down and beating the game entirely. There's no story, there's nothing really that has to do with this, though there is a rumor that the Black Knight is actually Aga, Toan's father. So, anyway, that's a thought of it. And the Black Knight's sword resembles the Aga's sword, which can be found in the Demon Shaft. So it is, there's maybe the only hint of real story to go with it. So, anyway, if you guys want to see this, I need to get some votes or whatever. You guys need to comment if you want me to do this. More than one person needs to do it, too. But like I said, I am cool about doing bonus stuff after games, but 100 floors of dungeon is going to take a long time, and that's a lot of videos. So, for the most part, I'm going to end it here. But just know that if you guys have played this game and never got the Demon Shaft for whatever reason, or never gone there, you should give it a shot in the world. So anyway, we'll see you again in another edition of Let's Play.